friends, welcome back to my channel. This week I wanted to share with you 3 meals I make when I have no plan and I don't know what else to make. For this first meal, we're making homemade pizza, and this dough recipe is super easy and it tastes amazing. It's just 2 1/4 cups of flour, 1 teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of yeast, and we're just gonna mix it up a little bit and then make a little well in the center. We're going in with 1/8 cup of olive oil and 1 cup of cold water. Now I'm just going to mix this up until I basically can't anymore with the spoon. I will say this dough does get pretty sticky, so just make sure that you're working with a well-floured surface. So full disclosure, I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing when it comes to kneading dough. I kind of just go until I can see that everything is well incorporated and it's sort of tacky to the touch. So once I was finished kneading my dough, I put it in a greased bowl and I let it rise for 2 hours. Alternatively, you can do overnight in the fridge. Times when I've done that before, I think I actually like the outcome better. Now it's time to make the sauce. I will be honest, this was my first time using this recipe and it actually turned out really good. It's just 1 can of tomato paste, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 2 teaspoons of oregano, 2 teaspoons of thyme, and I also added some onion and garlic powder because I thought it would be good. After I mixed that up a bit, I added 4 tablespoons of olive oil and 2 teaspoons of white vinegar. So here I am chopping some veggies. For this pizza, I went with bell pepper and onion, but you can put whatever you want on your pizza. Some chicken baking in the oven to put on it as well, and I also had some ground beef frying in the pan. Okay, now it's time to assemble our pizza. I'm just going in here with some olive oil and making sure that everything is really well greased, including my hands. Spreading out the dough on the pan is my favorite part about making pizza. It just feels so good to work with dough. Okay, now I'm going in with the sauce, and I did find it a little bit thick to work with, so I think next time I'm probably just going to add a little bit of water, but other than that, it turned out really good. Toppings, I just popped it in the oven at 450 degrees for 13 minutes. this is the finished product. It turned out amazing and the whole family loved it. I actually ended up making another pizza after I filmed this, and that one turned out even better, so I'm gonna insert some pictures of that one. Alright, next up we have curry chicken soup. I honestly make this meal at least once a week, and I would say overall it is my go-to meal for when I don't know what to make. So as you can see, I'm just chopping up some veggies. We have some carrots, celery, onion, and also some ginger and garlic. I've got my Dutch oven, and I'm just gonna saute these veggies on medium to high heat with some olive oil. I got this little plate that I use for grating garlic on Etsy, and I have to say it's been one of my most used kitchen tools that I have ever owned. So I'm just going to add the ginger and garlic to the veggies, and I'm going to let these saute for a few more minutes before adding in the spices. So for the spices, I've got 2 tablespoons of curry powder, 1 teaspoon of onion powder, and a 1/4 teaspoon of garlic powder. You definitely don't need to add in the garlic powder if you don't want to, as there is already some fresh garlic in there, but I really like garlic, so I just wanted to add a little bit extra. So next I'm going in with 4 cups of chicken broth. I'm using the Better Than Bouillon stock mix. I think this stuff is great. And at the same time, I'm going to add in 1/2 cup of coconut milk. I also added in a bit of salt along with 2 boneless, skinless chicken breasts. Now we're just going to let this simmer until the chicken is cooked through. While the chicken is cooking, I'm going to take this time to rinse my rice. I'm using jasmine, but you can use basmati or whatever kind of rice you want. I'm using 3/4 of a cup. So now that the chicken is done, I'm just going to take it out, add my rice in, and then cut up the chicken. Adding my chicken back in, and then I'm going to let it simmer until the rice is cooked through. And that is pretty much it for this meal. It is super simple, healthy, and delicious. So for our last meal, we have Honey Dijon Salmon. This meal is so simple, but so flavorful. Starting with the sauce, we're going to go in with 3 tablespoons of Dijon mustard. The measurements do not need to be perfect for this one. Next, we're going to do 4 tablespoons of honey. Going to mix it together, and that is our sauce. So simple. to take the salmon and I'm just going to cut these in half because they are bigger portions than what I wanted. Next, I went in with some salt and pepper and some garlic powder, and then I just poured the sauce all over the salmon. You can also use chicken for this recipe. I've done that many times before and it is equally as delicious. Now I'm just going to pop this into the oven at 400 degrees for about 20 minutes. During this time, I cooked up some rice and steamed some broccoli to have as side dishes. Then I broiled it for the last 2 to 3 minutes and then it was ready to come out. And please excuse the burnt pan, this literally always happens with this recipe, but nonetheless, it is still amazing. Alright, so that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you made it to the end, please give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!